Yo guys, it is your boy Gojag, and today we're going to go into what to do when you start dayz for the first time. Before we start the video, there's a quick reminder that only 5% of you guys are actually subscribed, so just go and check and subscribe. And thank you for everyone that has subscribed. We're building a community together, but let's get to the video. So in today's video, we are going to cover spawning and what to do, how to get to high tier loot locations, basic survival, and then a little bit about PvP. When first spawning in, there's a few things that you can do to give you an advantage. The first is to check for some washed up wooden boats, as they have food and basic supplies in them that you may need for your journey ahead. Unfortunately for me, there was none, so I headed inland to look for some buildings. When looking for food, only look in the house type buildings, not the industrial ones such as on my right. This is only just because they don't spawn food. When looking around town, look for these food huts. They kind of are the best source of food in the game. As long as they haven't been looted, you'll find like 2, maybe 3 items of food which can last you all the way inland. When you're looking for where to go, look at these signs, they'll usually tell you where to go. Before we go inland, we will need a couple items, one of these being a water bottle, so pick it up when you can. A bonus tip is to get your water to white before you go inland, so just drink, refill and drink again. A sort of stomach symbol will appear once you've had enough water. If you keep drinking over this point, you will end up throwing up. So once you have gathered maybe 2 or 3 items of food and a water container, you can start making your way inland. If you don't know the map, then download Eyes of Ive. It's a free app on your phone. It has the full map of Chernarus and all the spawn points and anything you will need. If you guys run out of water, you can always use flowing streams, as they will not give you cholera like a lake will. So what you can see me doing here is finding my first knife. I'll always try and quick slot it. This is just for ease of access, or in case someone tries to hurt me. If you want some real protection, try these hunting stores. Usually they'll have a weapon inside. Unfortunately for me, they didn't, but they did have a backpack which is pretty useful. When you're first going inland, make sure to try and check as many police stations as you can. Usually they have ammo, weapons and anything you may need, as well as clothing. So when approaching a military checkpoint, there's a few things to keep in mind. The first is players. The second is zombies. If you haven't got much gear and you've heard shots near the area, I wouldn't consider going in. It's just a death trap at that point. Unfortunately for me, there wasn't much loot, so I just had to sort of go to the next area, and sometimes in dayz you kind of have to do this. So when playing, sometimes this symbol at the bottom will pop up. This is an infection or cold. Don't be alarmed, I'll help you get rid of it. What we're going to do is make our way over to a medical station. We'll do that right now. What we're looking for is a drug called tetracycline. Just walk around until you find some. Just pop one, that's enough for the moment. You can finally see me here getting a top tier sniper, the Tundra. It shoots 308 and is very hard hitting. You can see me now entering Starry Military Zone. This is a very, very dangerous area, so I'll take your time if you are actually here. When looting these military zones, you've got to be quick and efficient so you don't get shot. Take a quick glance at each tent and make sure you get out quick, 5 minutes tops. So you can see me here making out with the USG, which is arguably not the best weapon, but it'll do for the moment. After my inventory is loaded, just sprint out. There is no need to just stay in the area. Before going into military zones, I suggest you fill up on food and water. You can do these at these water pumps. I suggest you using a cooking pot for your water, as it holds quite a bit. You're also able to store food in the cooking pot, so it's a win-win. Also, do your inventory here. It's going to be a lot safer. So before we actually enter the military zone, I suggest a few things first. The first is to give a good scope out of the area to see if there are any players inside. Players are always going to be the biggest threat, not the zombies. If you're on PC and there are no zombies, be careful. They might have killed them all there, but if you're on console, they may not be there because they may not have spawned, so there may not be anyone inside. That's just due to console limitations. The first thing we're going to be looking for is clothing. You can see me here in BDU top. This is just so you last longer in a gunfight, especially if you have a plate carry on. Unfortunately for me, this was sort of a bust, as I only got a few clothing items and nothing really else. But from here, we can head up to airfield, where things get a bit spicy. So if any of you didn't know this already, there's a river actually that goes up to airfield, so you can follow it from here. Don't worry about getting your feet wet, just try and keep as low as possible and no one will really see you. Just follow this all the way up until you hit a road. So here you can see me hitting the road. All you do is follow it up. That simple. So you actually can follow this all the way up. But what I like to do is come up to this radio tower. It allows you to see pretty much everything over airfield, so it is a good advantage. So all you need to do is climb it. It's not that difficult. But just remember to look up before you do climb. Thank you guys for watching the full way through. I hope you did enjoy. Sorry this was a little short, but I had to get it through to you guys. If you did enjoy, please like, it does really help. I know a lot of people say it, but please do. And if you love dayz and want more dayz content, consider subscribing. It helps me and it's free. Anyway, I'll stop waffling now. Ich liebe dich and goodbye.